Big win tonight. First things first, talk me through that goal.
Some people say it was a cross. I don't really think it was a cross. I think it was more of a shot. Saw the keeper wasn't there at the back post. Picked it out perfectly.
And you meant it. You really meant it. And some great footwork in the build-up too from you.
It was. Get it from the outlet and the grandad, here and there. Show us a few tricks.
And the game itself besides, what's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, it's good to have them games where you get the chance to express yourself a bit more, and it's good to go away with a 6-0 win and have a clean sheet. Clean
sheet, that's something we've only kept twice this season, but it was good to get it though. And down the other end, Kevin Keswick, another hat-trick, 6 goals in 2 games from. That's your second goal in the space of a week yourself. Your debut goal last week down in Foxford. Dylan off the penalty spot. Last week he scored a free kick. Dan Brown coming off the bench, he wasn't around last weekend, chipping in with a goal.
Yeah, it's good to get all them. I think Kevin deserves another hat-trick there. He played very good like he did last week, so it's good to get all that going.
And there were some great passages of football in the second half. It was nearly like watching a mixture of Barcelona and Brazil and any other flair team rolled into run at times.
Yeah. We're getting together a lot more now. The team's coming together more and more players are coming in, so we're building a nice structure for the team now as we go along.
Going to change the subject a little here. Last Wednesday was personally a huge day for you and a lot of your mates with Rice College. Talk us through that.
Yeah, we had an All-Ireland final for the large schools on Wednesday, and we were 2-0 down at half time and brought it back to 3-2 and won the game out. I don't think I've seen much of that lately, but we stuck through it the whole game and we didn't drop our heads, so we showed our courage and all that, so we knew we would win it back in the end.
And encouragingly enough, most of the lads play for the club on that team. I know one plays for Casper Celtic, but it's nearly all Westport United players as far as I know. And have you a word for your own teammates looking to break through in the club?
Yeah, there's a lot of young lads in that team. There was 2 2008s in that team, Sean Casey and Jamie O'Malley, who are playing with Sligo at the moment, but there's also lads who are 2007 that are too young at the moment to play for senior, but they're very good footballing players, so I'm sure they'll come through and start training with the senior team.
So that'll be something for us to look forward to. And going back to our own team, we have 2 games coming up in the next week. We've Con Rangers away on Thursday, and then we have SNF home in the Cup on Sunday. I don't know whether you're going to Barcelona on the TY trip, are you?
Yeah, so I'm missing Thursday's game, but I'm sure the lads will be able to do it, and I'll be back for the game on Sunday.
So I'm sure the lads are enjoying you being interviewed, get a bit of a laugh, but we'll be looking forward to next week. Crown Rangers, we know will be a tough game. They've got some very good results already this season. We know they beat Ballyhane 4-1 in one league game, so it's going to be a tricky tie. And of course, with some of you lads away on TY trips and all that, it'll probably make it hard, but it'll give the 2 lads a little bit more game time and break into the squad.
Yeah, I know well that Con Rangers are a very good team, but I'm sure the lads, if they put in their 100% effort, they would come away with a win.
And SNF, we know SNF from last week, but to be honest, cup game, different scenario, can't really use last Saturday's a yardstick. You have to go in with a totally different attitude next Sunday morning against them, treat it differently, show them respect.
Yeah, we can't go into it thinking we're going to hammer them or anything, because they'll come out guns blazing after that loss 7-2 the last day, so they're really going to want this now as well as in a cup as well.
What about our supporters tonight?
Yeah, there was a good crowd down tonight. I think we could probably get a few more down for the home games, but it was good crowd there down tonight, so happy with it.
And one thing I did mention to the underage managers during the week is to get the kids down. Like we saw down in Foxford last week with their ultras, who were absolutely fantastic over the 90 minutes. Have you a message for our own kids here in the town and our own underage managers to get kids to games specifically?
Yeah, Yeah, I think we should get more young players to come up and to watch the senior players, because if that's what they're hoping to be like when they're older, it's good to come down and watch them and know what it's like to play senior.
Of course, and I think that word really has to go out to that underage managers, because they're part of the club. They should be encouraging the kids to come here and support the adult teams.
Yeah, I think the underage managers should encourage the kids to come down more and see what it's like to play as senior players. Like, I'm only 16 years of age and I'm playing with the seniors, so like they're not that far away from playing with them.
Hopefully the underage managers do take note of this message and get the kids down, because we need to get more kids here supporting the team, because at the end of the day, when the older generation dies off, who's going to be left behind?
Yeah, so I think we should just get the message out there that the underage managers need to get their players to come down and support the senior team, because it really drives us on in the games and makes us go on and win the game.
And even if they did some of the stuff like the SF Ultras did last weekend, it'll actually add to a cracking atmosphere here.
I don't think I've seen much like that before in my life, with the Ultras down there with smoke bombs and flares and all that. It was great to see from only about people who are about 10 years of age come down to support their local club with flares and stuff. So I think if we just get more younger players to come down and just support us, they don't need flares or anything, just come down and support is all we need really.
Thank you very much.
No bother.
13 goals in 2 games, a clean sheet tonight, 6-0, another hat-trick from Kevin, Dylan Malley chipping with a penalty, Darren Brown getting one, and that wonder goal from Alex Halpin. How do you sum up that 90 minutes?
I think the big plus is actually from that 90 minutes was the clean sheet. We needed that as well. We got our luck a little bit in the end. In fairness to Crossmolina, they kept going, but over the 2 games, again, you can see the progression, you can see the work rate, you can see the quality in the football, and I think the goals are just a reward for all of that.
And just touching on the quality of the football, there were spells in the second half particularly. It was nearly like watching an admixture of Barcelona and Brazil between the players. The quality was actually that good in spells.
Yeah, in spells it was very, very, very good. But also mixed in with the spells of us switching off, the spells of us taking a little breather. I don't know, does that happen sometimes when we're making lots of changes and it takes a little bit to get the shape back, but when we're really playing at the moment, we're really, really good. And spells were almost unplayable, which is when our goals are coming in bunches of goals. But we're really pleased with the progress of the lads at the moment and the quality of football they're playing.
And when you look at some individual performance again, Fiona Hora for me was like a conductor of an orchestra in the middle of the park, dictating everything in the middle. Would you sum it up that way?
I would. What we're talking to players about is taking responsibility on the pitch. Players must drive the bus, players must make decisions, and I think Fiona's a perfect example of that. He's taken on the responsibility to, solve the problems that are there, get the ball, be brave, and anyone that loves football has to get a real buzz out of watching them play. But it really is kind of coming down to the fact that the players are starting to figure out what it is they do, where the spaces are, and they're adding their quality to that, and it's great to watch.
And then one thing I noticed from Dylan, I know we've spoken about off camera about his passing range, but I saw him pinging passes tonight and he was putting backspin on the passes, and it was actually a joy to watch, to see him do that.
Absolutely. I think in a lot of those things they weren't just pinged into space. He's looking in advance, he spots the opportunities there, and he's going looking for it. And his range of passing is exceptional. But I think also what he brought today was his work rate. His work rate in the last couple of games has been absolutely brilliant for us. And he's often the first player going to win that ball back. He's the first player pressing. And I think lots of the players around him are taking their lead off that.
And when you look at the bench tonight, when you see Ciall McGlade and Killian White both not getting game time, it testifies the strength suddenly we have on the bench.
Oh, absolutely. Well, both boys have been carrying knocks, so it was a good opportunity to rest them and not risk them tonight. But it does show, when you looked at the bench at the start of the game, Adam Nugent was on it, Darren Brown was on it, Killian White's on it, Killian McGlade's on it, Aaron O'Toole's on it, lots of quality. Then we brought in some of the young boys, we had Darren Malley was there, lots of very good players. But there's now a recognition that it's not only difficult to get out the starting 11, it's difficult to get into that squad. and they've got to work incredibly hard. And then there's probably another 4 or 5 players that are not even in the squad today that are pushing for place. And with a club like Westport, we have to have that competition for places. We have to have that.
And when you mentioned Dan O'Malley, who was on the bench today, and Alex Halpin, going back to him again, both of them involved with Rice College during the week, winning the national title, and it was a great achievement for the school and a great achievement for them players personally.
It was a phenomenal achievement to win an All-Ireland title, and for anybody is a bit special to do it here. Playing the type of football those boys did on Wednesday was exceptional. We all watched that game. That second half, like the first half, they didn't deserve to be 2 down. That second half performance on Wednesday was exceptional. The work rate, the drive, the togetherness, and all those players was an absolute joy to watch. And do you know what? They're bringing that to us as well. Alex is bringing that to us. Dan is bringing that to us. You know, Killian McGee is there in training. They're bringing that enthusiasm to this side. You know, we can all do a bit of that. You know.
And looking at the sport tonight, the big thing we kind of spoke about last week was getting kids to games. I said it to Alex. What's your message to our underage managers?
Look, the message has to be, it's now younger players coming into that squad. They're playing alongside some really, really gifted older lads who've done an awful lot for the club. I think, you know, we have to encourage the different teams to come out and watch, to be aware of what's happening ahead of them, to be enthused by it. It's not a bad evening to come down here on a Saturday evening when the weather is quite pleasant to watch a game of football when it's played like that. We'll send a message down to all the teams, you know, we're there to support you. Likewise, we want you to come up and support us and to create that one club vibe through all the different teams, and that's what it should be about for the club, you know. And
Alex actually echoed the very same sentiments in his own interview with me, that he would love to see the kids coming to games. He doesn't necessarily want to see the kids copying what the SNF Ultras did last week.
Yep.
But he said, if we get the kids here, get them involved, at least they'll get that grow for the club.
Yeah, look, we're trying to do that in training. We're encouraging people to come, the younger kids to come to training sessions and get a taste for what it is we're doing. And likewise, over the next couple of months, the senior players have to play a role in going down to the younger teams and getting involved there and helping out where required and making sure the younger players are familiar with each of them. And so we all have a role. It goes from the kids up and from us down. We must all be active within our club.
And of course, it means one club, united for the future,
yeah,
and united for the cause. We're all in it together. And as they say, we're not only Westport, we are united.
Absolutely, I'm sure you're the same as me. We're all looking for all the different results. We're all excited by the under-16s. We're excited by the games coming up. I'm looking at the under-13s to see how they got on each week. It's very, very exciting. But sometimes it takes a little bit of time for things to settle. But we're all excited by all the teams in the club. It's one club. We all get a kick when a particular team does well. You know, we're not overly disappointed when it's not going great for a particular. We just want players to play football, enjoy it, enjoy playing for Westport. And maybe look up a little bit now and see the quality of football being played in the seniors, and come and watch that, and we'll support you likewise.
So moving on, it's a busy week ahead. Away to Con Rangers on Thursday, followed by a cup game against SNF on Sunday. Con Rangers will be a tough task. We know how they've been doing in the league so far. We've known that they've beaten Ballyhane 4-1 already in the league. SNF in the cup on Sunday. We know that we beat them last Sunday, but at the same time, we cannot actually use last Saturday as a yardstick to gauge SNF this time around. We have to treat SNF as if they were likes of Ballyhane or Casper Celtic in our approach.
Look, the biggest mistake you can make is to look ahead and think it's going to be a repeat of the past. Each game is on its own merits. People say, and you think you're just saying that. It's not. Proper footballers approach every game with the same attitude. They're not deciding it's a softer game today. They're not deciding it's a difficult game, I have to get myself up for it. They're approaching each game on its merits, giving the very best that they can. And there's nobody in this squad looking ahead at those two games going, there's anything soft there. Con Rangers are absolutely flying. They've taken a couple of big scouts already. They're a couple of years down in their development with their own young players. There's lots of players coming through. They play a brand of exciting football, and that's a game I'm really looking forward to. SNF on Sunday in the Cup, it's a cup game. Just because we had a bit of success last weekend doesn't mean it's going to repeat in that cup game. they're renowned for working hard, being dogged, and putting it up to the likes of us. And if we step off in either of those two games and things going to be so, we'll be beaten, and that's not acceptable.
And it's important that the message does go out to our supporters to come and support us in those two games. I know Thursday evening might be a little bit difficult with work and all that, but definitely Sunday morning, 11 o'clock, get everyone down there to United Park.
Absolutely, please come down 11 o'clock on Sunday morning. It's not a huge challenge, but it sends a message to the club. It sends a message to the senior players that all the work you're putting in, all the effort you're putting in is appreciated, and we're here to support you as you do it. And I think that's an important message to send out.
Thank you very much.